Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. In the previous episode, we saw Trijata Swapna Vrittanta, and this episode we'll understand the things that were described in Trijata Swapna Vrittanta. What is the inner meaning of all of them that we'll be seeing in this episode. What did we see in Trijata Swapna Vrittanta? We saw three incidents. The first one was where we saw Sri Ramachandra in three different ways. Okay, the first time when he, Sitama and Lakshmana, all three of them were on a palanquin or a shibika or a palanquin, which was being taken away by thousands of swans or 1,000 swans. Now, how does this reflect? What does this mean? Per Swapna Shastra, it means okay that he is going to come back as a king and all. That's what Swapna Shastra says, because that's a very Shubha Swapna. Seeing swan in a Swapna means the person who is seen, he will have a very great thing coming towards him. And if you're seeing someone on an elephant or so, that person is going to be the king. Okay, that person is going to get back to his kingdom, or he's going to be the king, is what Swapna Shastra tells us. Again, she says that there was a 4-tusked elephant on which Sitama and Sri Ramachandra actually go away, right? So 4 tusked elephants are a reality, is something that we got to know very recently. Science has proven to us that there were 4 tusked elephants at one point of time, and after that they became a 2-tusked elephant, probably due to evolution and all. That's what the scientists are telling. So during the Ramayana time, probably there were 4 tusked elephants on this earth. And then in the third way, she sees Sri Ramachandra, Sitama and Lakshmana coming to Lanka in a chariot driven by 8 white ox or Vrishabhas. So now what does each of these mean? See, in Gayatri Mantranusthana, when you do Sandhya Vandana, in Pratha Sandhya, you do a Tarpana to Brahmi Devi, right? Who is Brahmi? Brahmi, we can associate her with Brahmadeva or Saraswati. And what is the Vahana of Saraswati? Vahana of Saraswati is a swan. So Sri Ramachandra and Sitama being taken in a palanquin by 1,000 swans directly means the Pratha Sandhya. So the Sandhya Vandana Rahasya is over there. So that talks about Pratha Sandhya. So the Narayana Upasana or Sadashiva Upasana, whatever you do, the Upasana that you do in a Pratha Sandhya is that, and the person who is being prayed to there is Sri Ramachandra only. So he is Parabrahma in another way. That's the meaning for that. In the second part, we were shown that Sitama and Sri Ramachandra were on that 4-tusked elephant, and then Sitama goes and she cleans Surya and Chandra. So in a way they are telling us that she is the Jagannmata, where the sun and the moon and everything else is under her control. She is a Jagannmata. That's one very clear indication that we get. And now in Sayam Sandhya, you do the Mantrarghya and you do a Tarpana to Vaishnavi Devi in Sandhya Vandana. So Vaishnavi Devi is again considered to be the Shakti of Sri Mahavishnu, and normally Lakshmi Devi we see Gajalakshmi. So we see Lakshmi Devi with elephants. So Lakshmi Devi and elephants is a very common picture that we all get to see in our lives, right? So Lakshmi Devi, that's one thing. That's a Sayam Sandhya, and in the end they both are seen on a ratha, on a chariot that is driven by Vrishabhas. So in Madhyanika Sandhya Vandana, we do a Tarpana to a Devi called Raudrim Tarpayami. So Raudri is the Shakti of Rudra, Rudra is Shiva. So Shiva's Vahana is the bull, and here Sri Ramachandra and Sitama are seen in a chariot being pulled by oxen. Now you see that all the 3 devatas that are done as an upasana in Sandhya Vandana on a daily basis are described in Trijata Swapna Vrittanta. So that's Trijata Swapna for all of us. So it is nothing but the direct invocation of Gayatri herself, the Sandhya Vandana herself. From this Trijata Swapna Vrittanta, we get to see that the Saransha of Gayatri Mahamantra is getting seen in Srimad Valmiki Ramayana, and that is why this is kept at the center of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. And at the same time, every 1000th sloka of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana starts with one letter of Gayatri Mahamantra in that particular order. So now you understand all these are interconnected. These are the great things that really give us a lot of happiness when we read these great texts. Well, so the Gayatri Mantra Anusthana, that its importance also Now we get to know because of this, right? So when you see this in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, the Narayanas or whoever you call as a Parabrahma, who is in the middle of the sky, who is the Gayatri Vedya, and this is the secret of Trijata Swapna, and a lot of Veda Pramana is also given to this by a lot of commentators. Well, we'll move on. Vibhishana is also seen in this Swapna. He is on an elephant. So anyone on an elephant, as I told before, Sri Ramchandra is seen on an elephant. He is going to get a kingdom. Vibhishana is on an elephant. He is also going to get a kingdom. That's what the Swapna Shastra says. And then Ravana. Now anyone who is being dragged by a woman to something dark, so into a dark cave, that actually means death. That the goddess of death is actually taking that soul away, that man away. So Ravana's death is getting confirmed, and it is night, so it's Kalaratri who is taking Ravana away. She also said, right, I saw Vanara is going to come here and he's going to burn down the entire Lanka. That Vanara is sitting on the top of a tree and he's listening to all this now. And then all these Rakshasis, they are now very, very afraid and they are looking at Sitama. And then Trijata says, Pranipata prasannahi maithri janakatmaja alamesha paritratam rakshasyo mahato bhayat. This lady, you go and touch her feet and ask her for forgiveness and ask her for Sharan, because this lady can protect you. This lady can give the protection to you. This lady will protect you, because the moment you go and prostrate and seek forgiveness, this lady will forgive you. Pranipata, do a pranipata, go do a sastanga namaskara. Prasannahi, she will become extremely happy. Maithili janakatmaja. Similarly, we see a similar promise done by Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Svalpamapyasya dharmasya prayate mahato bhayat. If you do even a small amount of dharma, that will save you from great amount of fear, right? So similarly, here also Sitama is saying, I will give you abhaya, no worries. If whatever this lady is saying is going to be true, I am definitely going to give protection to you. You will not be punished by Sri Ramachandra. I am giving you an abhaya. Till now, all these women were actually trying to torture her, and in a minute, Sitama is saying, if all that this lady is telling is going to turn true, I am going to forgive you. Look at the heart of Sitama here. Now, this is Trijata again. She's saying, Nimitta bhutamedatto srotumasya mahapriyam drusyajayat sparaschkshu patra Nivayatam. Okay, look at her left hand. It's slightly shivering. That's good. And then look at her left eye. That's also, there's a slight shiver. And then her left thigh is also having a slight shiver. All this means that she is going to see her husband very soon. Pakshi cha shakha nilayam pravishtaha punah punaschotama santvavadi suswagatam vacha mudirayanaha punah punaschodayati vahrushtaha. While she was saying all this, far away there was one bird that was giving out a sound, and then it was again stopping. So probably say, let us say it's making coo coo sounds. It's doing a coo and then stopping. Then it's doing a coo and stopping. This is actually the way that the bird was sounding was actually very, very reassuring for Sitama, and it is actually making Sitama continuously happy. So all these things are making Sitama very happy. The Shubha Sekunas that she was seeing, all those were making her very, very happy. And then she said, Tatasahri Madibala Bhartur Vijayaharshita Avocha Dyadi Yattadvam Bhaveyam Saranam Hiva. As I told before, she is giving them an abhaya, saying that if everything that Trijata said is going to be true, nothing is going to harm you in the future. Well, let Sitama be very, very happy, at least now, because till now she was only having sadness. Let her enjoy this newfound happiness for some time. And what would happen after that, that we will be seeing in our next episode. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, sarvam sattu ki sai smara swam charanar vindar pramastu. Swasti. Jai Shri Ram.